everybody, and welcome back. This is kind of a different video for me because it's not about wigs, it's not about clothes, and basically it's not about my bitching and complaining. This is about a different thing, and the subject is the Louis Vuitton purse. I know that they're super expensive, and I love the monogram Louis Vuitton purses. I'm going to show you the purse that my husband purchased for me last year for my birthday. This is the Neverfull. I take very, very good care of this. I don't use it in the rain. I wipe it down regularly. There's a nice patina starting to develop on the leather. Like, this is my baby, and I love this so much. It holds a ton of, like, it literally, there's a reason that they call it Neverfull, because it's never full. Like, it's never ever full. So here we go. But here's the thing. As much as I love the bags, they're super expensive. And my husband can't justify spending $3,000 or $4,000 on a bag. Right now, I am coveting the Speedy bag, and I'm also coveting the toiletry 26 or 29 pouch. And I've been hinting around for my birthday about the pouch because it is probably one of the least expensive items that the brand sells. But that's not the main topic of this video. The main topic is I purchased a pre-loved vintage Louis Vuitton bag that is no longer available. They discontinued it. I'm going to show you the bag, okay? This is the bag. It is the Bucket GM. I dressed it with a little scarf, and I'm going to take the scarf off because I want to show you more of what I did to kind of bring this bag back to life. Now, oh, I have stuff in here that I meant to take out. I mean, this is a pretty big bag that does hold a lot of stuff. Now, as you can see, the lining looks a little bit like flannel. And I'm going to take the time to show you how the lining looks. It took me 3 days. It took me 3 days of peeling. And I'm going to explain that to you. When this bag was originally produced, it had this lining. The lining was called, and I probably am not even pronouncing this correctly, so, like, remember, I'm just not pronouncing it correctly. I believe the name of the lining pronounced was Vuittonite or Vuittonite. It's kind of a very pliable vinyl coating. It's not leather. I would say it's more akin to pleather. And what happened was the lining did not fare well in humid climates. So the lining peeled and created a mess. And that's what I had with this. The lining was peeling and created a rather messy mess. So I started to watch a lot of YouTube videos on cleaning out the lining and peeling out the lining. And most of them said to use gloves. I don't like gloves. When I did a lot of gardening, when I had my house in New Jersey, I never used garden gloves. I always just figured, let my hands get dirty and I'll just wash them. And that was the same method that I used. I peeled everything with my hands. They say that Goo Gone and acetate helps. I tried it and I didn't like the way that it smelled, or I just didn't like it. I wasn't comfortable using that method. So I just used my hands, and my hands worked. It took me 3 days, but in 3 days, I got the entire peely lining peeled out. And then what I did, let me go into my bag of tricks. I took water wipes, because every single thing that I've watched says to clean your Vuitton bags down with baby wipes that are water-based. I used these water wipes that I picked up at Walmart. I also picked up a second pack of these at Target because Walmart was all emptied out. And I have the second pack just to take care of all the bags that I have, not just these bags. So anyway, I wiped everything down in the inside and on the outside with these water wipes. Now, the canvas was in fantastic shape when I got this, and I ordered it off of Mercari or Mercari, whatever the name is. Hold on, I'm getting this lining back in. I'll tell you, that's one of the hardest parts, is getting the lining back in, because hold on, I'll be right back. It's taking me longer to get the lining back in. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so the lining is back in place, okay, and it's fine. What I did was I kept it inside out after I washed it, or rather wiped it down with the water wipes, and I let it dry overnight. I hung it over the shower bar in my bathroom, and it worked really well because I had the leather on one side and then the lining on the other side, which worked really well. Now, I told you that I used these for also wiping down the canvas, which was in really, really great shape. Now, the Vachetta leather was not in bad shape. I did wipe the straps down. I did wipe the bottom down. And as you will see, there are watermarks. That doesn't bother me. I know that watermarks bother a lot of people. I didn't try to get rid of them. All I did was go over everything with, hold on, and I'll show you. I ordered this apple leather cleaner and apple leather conditioner from Amazon. You don't need a lot. And I took this rag that came with this pack. I also, around the trim, I used cotton swabs, and I used a lot of them because I also use them for something else that I'll tell you about in a little while. But anyway, I wiped down all the leather with the leather cleaner, and then I let it dry completely. Then I went over everything with this leather care conditioner. It didn't really darken anything that much. It just gave a nice natural look. The really damaged part of this bag, other than the lining, was this Vachetta leather on the top. There are a couple of places where it cracked, but to tell you the truth, that really doesn't bother me because this is going to be a rainy day bag. This is going to be that bag that I can just throw in the that I can throw in the back of the car and not worry about. I'm I treat my Neverfull like a baby. This is going to get treated like a football player. What I also like is that there's a chain so that I can put my work fob on the chain. And let me tell you something, this took a while to clean because it was on the inside, and all that peely stuff, that sticky stuff, this was really super sticky. So what I did, I washed it down with a Brillo pad. I made sure that most of the soap from the Brillo pad was gone. And I wiped it down. I got the sticky stuff off with a Brillo pad. And then I went over it with these water wipes. And I let it dry completely. And it's really looking good. Now, the other thing is the feet on this were purely like tarnished and completely black. And what I did, I used Brasso, and I used the Brasso on the cotton swab, and very, very gingerly, I mean really super carefully, I just rubbed it and then wiped, rubbed, wiped, rubbed, wiped. And when I got it as clean as I could, then I went around the surrounding area again with the water wipes. So ultimately, I'm really, really happy with the way that this bag turned out. I love the bag. The only thing is that there's a slightly, just very, very slightly musty scent that smells kind of like old books. Now, I'm weird because I like the smell of old books, so the scent doesn't bother me that much. But when it's not in use, I put a dryer sheet in the bag, and the musty scent has been slowly dissipating. So that's a good thing. So remember, this is what I used. I ordered this apple cleaner, and it works really well. A little goes a long, long way. These water wipes are great for the canvas. They're also great for wiping down the leather. And Brasso for all the brass parts. Now, I had no problem with the zipper. I only wiped it down again with the steel wool, and I had no, like literally, I had no problem. So that's it. My first Louis Vuitton bag that I purchased for around $200. I'm so happy with the price. I think you really have to look, and you have to look well. And I'm going to tell you why. I also saw a really great vintage Louis Vuitton bag on eBay. And by the way, I had my bag authenticated, so it is real. I do have the regular Louis Vuitton stamp, and the date stamp, everything measures out. So I really got a good deal on this purse. I saw another small one on eBay that I ended up getting, and the seller was a scammer. So I didn't receive the bag as promised, and when I reached out to him, his answer was, well, I didn't have the time to get to the post office. And then he sent me a second notice saying, well, the post office was closed. Right away, that was a red flag, a red flag. So I sent him another message saying, look, if I do not receive this bag, I am going to have no alternative but to take this a step higher with eBay. To which he answered to me that he was a lawyer and spelled lawyer incorrectly, and he was going to sue me if I didn't respond to him in a couple of hours. So I got in touch with eBay. I sent them the entire conversation that we had, but they can go into your account and see all the messages anyway. And happily, my money was refunded in record time. So I'm just saying, as a newbie to this vintage pre-loved bag thing, I learned a lesson, and you got to watch out. I'm pleased as punch. And I have the Speedy on my radar. I also have another couple of bags on my radar too, but I did promise my husband that I would wait until this whole stinking virus madness ends. before I make any more purchases. And I don't blame him because I may be out of work for a few days and not getting paid. Yeah, that's what happens. So we'll see, but that's it. I just wanted to show you. I didn't do a tutorial because this was the first bag that I ever worked on, and I'm certainly no expert, but I can honestly say from all the YouTube video tutorials that I've seen on kind of refurbishing these Louis Vuitton bags, I did get quite the education and I felt really confident, and I think I did a really good job. So thank you to the many, almost 100 videos that I watched on fixing these bags, and you all really helped me, and I hope to be able to put all of these items into good use soon, because I really do like the idea of having a pre-used bag. I like the idea of having a vintage bag, and let's face it, for the price point, you're not as cautious about it. I know that if I went out and got a new Speedy bag for my birthday, I would be treating it like a baby. With a used Speedy bag, I'm not going to treat it like a baby. I'll treat it well, but it's not going to be treated like a baby. So that's it. Take care. Have a great day. And hey, if you can afford to buy all those Louis Vuitton bags at full price, God love you. I'm jealous. No, I'm not jealous. I'm just happy that you can. And if you can't, there's always a way to afford them. I think a lot of the sites have kind of like a pay by month type thing. So there's always a way that you can afford the luxury that you want. Take care. Have a great day. And I will see you next week. Bye.